Hello everyone, welcome to a new video series where I'll show you how to do model kits. These just came in the mail, to my surprise, and we'll use these as examples for how to make model kits, some different techniques, different painting techniques, and just how to make all sorts of things that aren't just model kits but also like small dioramas as well. Starting off with your tools, you're gonna need a knife, some cutting pliers, some flush cutting pliers, and maybe another knife that you're not going to use for plastic. You want to use a thin X-Acto knife ideally for plastic. And if you're going to be using stickers, I would recommend using some tweezers. Now with most model kits, you're going to open up and you're going to see some instructions. You're not going to see the instructions with these ones because the instructions are actually the boxes. Now I've never actually opened one of these before, and a little nervous too since these are a little hard to come by, but just follow the instructions. It should be fine. Okay, so this is common for model kits. That's these smaller ones come with gum as well. So what's pretty common for all model kits is they'll come with a plastic bag, usually bigger than this for bigger model kits, of course. And they will have all your parts in. And this one also has the stickers in as well. And as I said before, the instructions are actually on the inside of this box here. Using your non-standard knife, your non-plastic cutting knife, just because you don't want your X-Acto blade to get dulled. Just open it up, and I'll show you how to, I guess, diagnose what pieces you have and like some of the terminology I'm going to go into. Alright, here is a tree of parts. Now a tree of parts is basically all of these branches here. You also call these runners. We'll also call something else. I'll show you runners, but this is the most common name that you'll hear for this. Now we have these bits off the main branches of your sprue or runner or tree. Sorry, my dog is barking. And you can see we have these little joints here that connect the plastic. See, this is all injection based plastic, right? And it's got a big machine that injects all this plastic into this metal mold. And they all branch out, and these are the connecting points that connect, of course, the pieces that we're going to be cutting off to the rest of it, to the rest of the model kit and everything. So we have these points here, and we call them gates. So this is your runner or your tree, and these are your gates here. Now there's going to be some different ways to cut them. I'll explain all of them in a bit. That's pretty much most of the things you need to know. As for the actual like numbers that you see in here, these are like all the part numbers that are going to be like stamped in here. This is what your instructions will tell you to cut out. So you'll go to your different steps of your instructions, and they'll say cut out runner A 11 or something. Like these ones aren't labeled as numbers, but most kits will have them labeled as numbers or letters. Most of them will be letters. Like Bandai kits are letters, but I think other companies, I know it's easier for it to be letters because most of the actual like marks on here are going to be numbers, so it'll be A11 for example. that's pretty much the basic terminology of like the plastic, of like what you're going to get out of the box. If you're going to be doing painting, this is where you can wash your parts. If you have an ultrasonic cleaner, that's great. If you have an ultrasonic cleaner that's big enough to fit in like big runners, that's even better. Otherwise, you're just going to be using some soap and water, and maybe a soft bristled toothbrush, because you don't want to scratch the parts. And you're going to be cleaning them up because the parts themselves will have this thing called mold release. That's basically this oil they put on the parts to help them come out of the metal molds easier. So that's something to look out for. Most of them are cleaned pretty well. They do have a step in the factory where they are cleaned. It's just that often doesn't get all of them, all of the mold release off, should I say. So that's the basic part of understanding what you're going to get out of the box.